Hey, girl lifers. I'm Melody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a life and wellness coach and creator of the Girl Life Empowerment digital courses. I'm excited to have you guys here. My mission in all of my work is to teach girls and women how to have their own backs and live a life that nurtures them from the inside out. So today what I want to discuss is a little bit of self-love. Tina from our group had written in and asked for us to address this issue of self-confidence and self-love. Tina, you had mentioned that you were out with your daughter and one of her friends who are, I guess, tweens in their early teens, or just about there. And this one girl who really didn't feel very good about herself spoke to you very comfortably about how she was looking at two other girls who were beauty queens. I guess they were in the pageant world. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Thanks for the hearts. I feel so loved. And talking about self-love, it's nice to receive these hearts. So if you're here, give me some hearts. Whoa, Michelle. Yeah, thank you. So Tina had said that this girl told her that she doesn't feel comfortable with herself and that she knows that she looks different than these girls and that these girls she looked at as the ultimate beauty. And I know that's a really tough thing to hear from a young girl who she's in such an impressionable time in her life. And to have these negative feelings is really difficult, but they're actually very natural. It's very natural for us to compare ourselves to other people. And although I always say that comparison is the thief of joy, it's a very hard concept to teach young girls that comparison is the thief of joy. But when we compare ourselves in any way, we are robbing ourselves of our own gifts. And we all come into this world with so much beauty, inner beauty, and it's our job to uncover those gifts and share them with the world. So one of your gifts could be teaching your young girl how to uncover her own gifts, and I hope that in the process of doing it, you will uncover yours. But Tina, what I would invite you to do is, in a situation like this, I think you handled it beautifully, and you told her that beauty comes in all different shapes and sizes. Another thing you could do is invite her to redefine beauty in her own way. So just opening up that conversation. And when she says that these girls are beautiful, really engaging her in some open-ended questions. An open-ended question is something that will not give you a yes or no response. Because when we're talking to our young girls, we want to open that conversation, open up the dialogue. And if we ask a question that cuts off conversation where all they have to do is say yes or no, then the conversation cannot ensue. So, hi Maria, what's up? Maria's here from Norway. I'm so excited that you're here live. I hope you will join the conversation and let us know what you think of these topics. So good to have you here. So yeah, ask those open-ended questions. Invite them to redefine beauty. And then what I always like to tell kids is that what makes us each unique is what makes us beautiful. So for some people, it might be their quirkiness or like a funny mannerism they have. That's what makes them beautiful. That's what makes them authentic. And so I always use the fingerprint example, that it's so incredible that of all the people on the planet, we all have a completely unique fingerprint. So no matter how many people are born into this world, they will have a unique fingerprint. And whenever I tell girls in my groups or tell my own girls this, they're just fascinated that that is one thing that cannot be the same. And so to just take that into your hearts and understand that we are all so different, and our beauty comes in that difference, in that uniqueness. Hi, Elaine. Good morning. What's up? Is it morning? I think it's still morning. So something I like to do in my work with young girls is called mirror work. And I learned this mirror work from Louise Hay, who I absolutely adore. And it's all about really getting comfortable with yourself and learning how to love yourself. And so what I do is I take a mirror, and moms, I invite you to do this as well. Don't just do it with your girls, but do this yourself as well. Maybe even do it before you do it with your girls. So the goal is to hold that mirror up to your face and hold it up to your daughter's face and ask her to say, I love you. And I know it seems really funky and it seems a little out there and a little woo woo, but it's okay. Go with it. Have your daughter look into that mirror and say, I love you. I love you so, so much. And I know the first time I did it, I think it brought tears to my eyes because we so freely give our love to other people, but we don't always give it to ourselves. And in order to give quality love, to give the right kind of love to the people outside of us, we first need to learn how to give that love to ourselves. So ask those girls to hold up those mirrors and say, I love you. They will giggle, they will laugh, they will find it funny. It's okay. Let them do it. Let them see their reflection in the mirror and talk to themselves about how much they love themselves. This is so key and so important. If they have trouble doing it, please model it for them. Like anything else, model this behavior and show them that, yeah, you're doing it. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. Let's do this together. What better way to connect and what better way to teach your daughter that she's beautiful, that she loves herself, that she's worthy of her own love. Elaine says, I love this. Yes, for me it is. I'm so glad. I'm so glad this serves you. So the next thing we do with the mirror work is, so we look in the mirror and you ask your girl, tell me one thing you love about yourself. And sometimes it's really hard. So again, moms, you go first. The goal is for her to get herself to say something about her, and it will be physical in nature. She will probably first look at something on her face. She might say, I like my ears, or I like my smile, or I like my teeth, whatever it may be. And that's great because we want them to like their own physical body. And that's a very healthy thing. Once you've done that, and again, moms, talk to them, tell them what you like, and work on it beforehand. Because honestly, the first time I did this, I struggled to find something that I could easily out loud say that I loved about myself. So do this on your own so that when you're doing it with your daughter, you're able to model it for her. Thanks for the love, Michelle. So hard to do, but so necessary. It really, really is. Absolutely. Think about how many times you look in the mirror. If just one of those times each day you could tell yourself you love each other, not each other, well, each other, kind of, sort of, me, myself, and I. But yeah, if just one time you can tell yourself how much you love yourself, I swear to you, you are going to change the course of your life because you're going to change your relationship with yourself. So once your girl has said something about themselves, of their physical appearance that they like, you're going to ask them to hold this mirror up to their heart and say, if the mirror could look inside of your heart, what would this mirror see? And to me, this is the most powerful piece because it's not about what's going on out here. It's about what's going on in here. So what do you see? Do you see what is that inner beauty? I invite you to ask them. I invite you to ask yourselves. The answers you receive from them are going to be so stunning. They will bring tears to your eyes because the things that they love about themselves here are what is their true nature. That is what makes them who they are. So please, please do this activity with your girls. I know it feels funky. Just go with it. Do it anyways. Elaine says, I'm so doing this from today. I'm so glad. Let me know how it goes. I really feel it's so important. So what else did I want to talk to you about? So Tina, the other thing I wanted to say, when we hear our girls talking in this way, in a way where they don't like themselves or they can't find something about themselves that they love, or they're looking at the person across the room from them and saying, she's beautiful, but I'm not beautiful. I invite you to ask yourself, what would you want to hear if someone came to you and said this to you? What would you want to hear? The better thing is if you said this to someone as a young girl, what response would bring the young girl some peace? What response would make the young girl feel like she's been heard? I feel like acknowledgement is one of the best things we could do. Just let her know that you've heard her. It doesn't mean what she's saying is, of course it's valuable because it's something that's coming from her heart. What we would like is for a shift and a transformation for her to speak in a different way about herself, but you want her to know that you have heard her. Yes, I hear you saying that you think those girls are more beautiful than you. I hear that that's how you feel. So often people keep saying the same things over and over again because they don't feel like they've been heard. So if you can just paraphrase for this young girl and say to her, I heard you, I get what you're saying, I feel you, might even say something like, I've been where you are, and then open up that dialogue of, how we can redefine beauty, how we can look at ourselves through a new lens, and how we can look within ourselves to find what is the purest. There's nothing more important to our young girls than understanding that it's what's here that's important. Everything else fades. This will always stay with you. Sharona has joined us. Welcome, Sharona. It's nice to have you here. And guys, if you want to dig deeper in topics like this is actually a very small sneak peek into the self-love workshop. If you want to dig deeper with your daughters, with your granddaughters, with your nieces, with the young girl in your life on these topics, if you want to give them a foundation of self-love, unconditional love for themselves, kindness for the planet, a real strong sense of trusting their own intuitive voice. These are gifts that they have no boundaries. I posed the question in the group this morning, what is the best gift that you ever received? And I may have spoken about this before, but I honestly can't think of another gift that you can give the young girl in your life that would be more meaningful. In my own life, the greatest gifts I ever received were not the objects, not the things. As much as I may have coveted them for such a long time, it wasn't that Cabbage Patch, it wasn't that Swatch watch, it wasn't that Rubik's Cube, although they provided me with hours of fun. But what really sat with me was when somebody did something for me that was so meaningful, and it came with their time. When my Aunt Yafa, she took me into her floral shop and spent hours with me creating my own masterpiece in her, and actually placed it in her floral shop for all to see. When my late grandmother sat with me and she knit with me for hours and hours, and I picked that up so slow. I could not I could not have been a slower learner if I had tried. But that time that she spent with me, I will never ever forget. So it's that gift of time that you give people. It's that gift of love, support, connection that you give your girls. So I invite you, we have 3 more days of special pricing for the Empower Her Toolkit. Hi, Charmin. Welcome. We have 3 more days. Guys, take advantage of this offer. The price does go up in 3 days. On Thursday night at midnight, the price goes up. This is truly one of the best things you could do for your daughter. Join me on this mission. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask away. I loved having you guys all here. What an amazing conversation we had. I think that closer to noon is like my sweet spot. That's when people are around. Maybe it's because it's lunchtime. So love you guys. As always, loved having you. And I will catch you on our next Facebook Live. Bye.